Hey guys, a lot of you guys asked me about my eyelashes. I'm at my favorite place to get my lashes done, Beverly Hills Lashes, but today I'm doing something different. I'm having my favorite lash technician, Stina, do a lash lift on me, and this is gonna be on my natural lashes. I'm gonna see how great they look. Let's do it. So Stina, who's a good candidate for a lash lift? Because it's my first time doing it.
Honestly, anybody who has eyelashes that they are looking to kind of change the shape of their lashes in a more kind of aesthetically pleasing sense is a candidate. So now I am doing the prep process where I'm pulling the lashes up onto this silicone pad that I have applied to the top of the eyelid. This is essentially what is going to build the curl and the shape for the lashes. Once the lashes are on this pad completely, making sure that all of the lashes are nice and straight, there's no curly cues, no kinking in the lashes, we start to put the Perm Solutions on. The lash lift should last anywhere from 6 to 8 weeks on average. It is kind of dependent upon how quickly their hair cycle grows.
How long does the whole procedure take?
So the whole procedure takes anywhere between 45 minutes to an hour. It kind of depends on how quickly your lashes take in the prepping sense, where we get them onto the pad, and how well the solutions actually work.
Is this appropriate for people with sensitive eyes?
Yeah, it's definitely a lot less invasive than extensions in a sense. People tend to not have allergic reactions to the lash lift as much as they do to the extensions. A lot of people tend to find that they have an allergic reaction to the adhesives used in extensions.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, the ingredients that we use in the solutions, in the Perming Solutions, they're about 80% water and a very small percentage of active ingredients. So the allergic reaction rate is much lower when it comes to doing a lash lift. And as far as people with contacts go, we do recommend them wear their glasses the day of their appointment, just so that the solution itself doesn't affect the perm. We try to keep all moisture away from the lashes for 24 hours because water will neutralize the Perm Solution.
Like in Legally Blonde.
Yeah, exactly.
So Stina, I read online that getting a lash lift is similar to like when you curl your lashes, but then it actually just stays that way. Is that accurate?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's actually going to give you better results than what a manual hand curler can give you. Manual hand curlers, which are also really natural lashes, everyone should know that, like, using a manual hand curler is really damaging. So when you're doing a lash lift, it's basically lifting all of the lashes all the way from the base. When you're using a manual hand curler, you can only get it as close to your eyelid without it kind of pinching yourself. Yeah, you don't want to pinch yourself. So it is actually going to give you a little bit more length using a lash lift and doing a lash lift rather than using a manual hand curler. Right, everything's looking good, because this is my last step to fix anything I see before I put the Perm Solutions on.
So you guys, Stina does my eyelashes usually, my lash extensions, so it's my first time getting a lift, which I'm really excited about. But you made an interesting comment about how I was saying it's kind of like extreme beauty. How did you describe it? High-low maintenance?
High-low maintenance. These services are high-low maintenance in the sense that, you know, you have to get the service done, but you're doing them so that you can save time later, you know, get a couple extra minutes of sleep time in the morning because you don't have to worry about curling your lashes for 5 minutes.
So true. Ever since I got microblading and started getting lash extensions, I can leave the house in literally like 5 minutes. I just put some moisturizer and some sunblock and I'm ready to go. And especially as a new mom, I just don't have that time to like upkeep and the maintenance, so it's really saved my life.
Yay. The best. These are the best kinds of services. So I am going to be moving on to the Perm Solution, so we're just going to go ahead and apply this. You need just a little amount, and I always like to let my clients know that the consistency that we're working with, it's very paste-like. It's not liquidy, so it's not going to drip into the eyes. I know that's a concern of some of my clients. They're worried about, you know, product chemical solutions getting into the eyes, and because it is a paste-like consistency, it's super easy to just spread across the lashes, and as long as you're using just a small amount to start with, nothing is going to slip into the eyes, and that's what we're, you know, trying to prevent. Just controlled motions, just moving it nice and down, getting it all the way close to the base. The majority of the lift is happening from the base up, so we need to make sure we can get the product as close down to the waterline without actually touching the skin. So we have the first perming solution. So there's two perming solutions when it comes to the lifting process. The first perming solution sets, this is the softening lotion. So essentially what it's doing is softening the lash. It's making it easily movable, malleable. That's why we're able to build the shape. We're putting it up against this pad, and that's what's building the shape. So once the first perming solution is set, we just cover it and we start our timer. So the first solution sits for just about 15 minutes. The second solution then goes on for just a few minutes less. All right, so we have that first solution going. We're going to start prepping the second eye. I am applying the water-soluble glue to the inside of the silicone pad that we're using. This water-soluble glue, I know people can be a little apprehensive when they hear the word glue or adhesive. It's very similar to strip lash glue. So it's super gentle, super, washes clean with water. It's not invasive, you don't feel it on there. So we're applying that to the silicone pad. This is what's going to adhere the silicone pad to the eyelid. We place the silicone pad very, very close to the lash line. We're trying to get it all the way to the base. Just about there, and then we swing it on down onto the eyelid. We also want to make sure that it's not overlapping over onto the lash line, because that's going to create a weird kink in the lashes. It's just as close to the lash line as possible without overlapping on top of that. Nice and set, there's no air bubbles underneath, it's not popping up. That means that we are good to go. On the first eye, so we're going to go ahead and remove that. I'm just going to lift this up, pull it back. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're just going to wipe it down just a little bit, make sure that we get all of that excess solution from solution number 1 off.
And in case you guys are wondering what this feels like, it literally just feels like I'm just laying down and someone is brushing my eyelashes. I'm actually fighting the urge to fall asleep because I am so relaxed.
Biggest compliment when clients fall asleep, they're comfortable.
Oh, I always fall asleep here.
Alright, so now we are putting solution number 2.
So what does solution number 2 do?
So it's the setting lotion. So basically what solution number 1 did, it softened the lash, it made it flexible, a little bit more malleable, and then solution 2, what it's doing is it's now setting what we've created, the shape that we've created. So it's basically, this is the reactive portion of the perming process where it's now going to be holding the shape.
So are there different shapes that people can do?
Yeah, actually, so there's 3 separate size pads that we can use that will give a different variation of curl. We used the smallest pad on Ani today because it is going to give her the most dramatic curl. The larger the pad, the more natural of a curl it's going to get. So I actually have a lot of gentleman clients who come in who we use the large pad on them because it is going to give them a nice subtle lift without being too overpowering. Okay, but most of
that's good to know.
Yeah, most of my women, they want the most dramatic though, so we're using the smallest pad on them.
You know I love dramatic eyes.
Yeah. All right.
Definitely have a lot more freedom with Lash Lift versus getting lash extensions.
Yes, absolutely. Unlike with the extensions where you have to watch out for oily products and, steam and heat, and there's so many more restrictions when it comes to eyelash extensions. When you're getting your lashes lifted, you have a lot more freedom. You can, use your skincare, you can use your oil-based products, and nothing will compromise the curl. So that is one of the plus sides in getting a lash lift done. even less maintenance than the extensions.
You know, I love me some lash extensions, but let's see if I become a lash lift
I
person
know.
after today.
We'll see. All right, so we're on the last step. We are adding the nourishing oil. It's essentially a conditioning agent for the lashes. We let this sit for about 3 minutes so that it can fully saturate the lash. It's also simultaneously softening up that water-soluble glue that we use at the beginning of the whole procedure to hold the lashes in place. So it's kind of a dual step, a dual product. It's softening the lashes, and it's also helping with the cleansing process. Remember, we can't use water to do any of the cleansing process because water neutralizes the perm solution.
As we learned in Legally Blonde.
As we learned in Legally Blonde, yeah.
You guys, I love my lash lift, and this is gonna last me 6 to 8 weeks, so I can literally wake up in the morning and be out the door. If you guys want more information on lash lifts and lash extensions, check out Beverly Hills Lashes. I'll see you guys next time.